starboard.
I wish to take a room here by the week.
You were all right, Mrs. Hall?
Quite all right, thank you, Teddy. Yes.
Have you a guest parlor?
Just in here, sir. There we are. Oh, a bit dark, isn't it, sir? Just get some light on the ladder here. There we are. Bit of fresh air, too. It's a lovely evening. There we go, sir.
This will do very well.
Oh, thank you. May I take your hat and coat now, sir?
No, I prefer to keep my coat on.
May I be so bold as to ask how long you'll be staying, sir?
I left some boxes at Bramblehurst Station. How shall I have them brought here?
Well, I mentioned the matter to the postman, and the carrier will bring them over tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Is there no speedy delivery? A man with a tramp?
Oh, it's a very steep road by the station, sir. It so happens last year a coach overturned. After dark, that is.
Very well.
Oh, you should have seen the rubbish, sir. It was everywhere. Everywhere, all over the roads.
I should like my supper now, please. I intend to retire early.
Yes, sir. Very good, sir. I'm sure we can arrange that.
Thank you.
Oh, there, Doctor. Oh, there. Mr. Hall?
Sandy.
Fine, thanks, Sandy.
Come on, Jasper.
Evening, Mr. Hall.
How do, Teddy?
You've got a rummer. Stopping.
Hey?
Rum-looking customer. In there.
Hey?
My sakes, Mr. Hall. If the police were looking for him, he couldn't be more wrapped up.
Who is he?
I'd like to see a man's face if I had him stopping in my place.
What's his name?
He ain't given one.
He's took a room here, he's not given no name.
Women are that truthful, I mean.
Oh, that's stupid, you mean? How long's he stopping?
By the week.
By the week? But you mean to say we can't get rid of him under a week?
Now listen here, all. You mind your own business and I'll mind mine. 2 sovereigns is 2 sovereigns. And he wasn't no haggler neither.
Got his luggage coming tomorrow. Let's hope he won't be stones in boxes.
Yeah, we best see about this, Jenny.
You'll see about nothing.
Had an aunt in Hastings got swindled by a bloke with empty portmanteaus.
What's going on about?
Put stones in them.
See, you women, you don't know everything.
Where you been, anyway?
Oh, Sidderbridge.
Stopping a bit by the smell of it. Oh, poor my soul, sir. Gave me quite a shock. It's the bandages, sir. Yes, bandages. Excuse me, sir. But accidents do happen, though, don't they? Hey? And all in a moment, too. Oh, yes. But they takes long enough to get well, and that's a fact.
If you leave the tray, I'll put it out later.
Yes, very good, sir. Do that. You know, you take my sister's son, Tom, sir. He hurt his arm with a scythe. It happened in an hayfield, sir. And they kept him bandaged up for 3 months. Can you imagine? 3 months, sir. Oh, I tell you, gave me a fearful dread of the scythe. Here we are, sir. Bit gloomy in here, isn't it? Should we get a bit more light?
No! Leave the lamp where it is, please.
Just as you like, sir. I thought you might like to have a bit more light to see by, that's all.
My eyes are very weak. I'm sometimes obliged to shut myself up in the dark for hours. A strong light is a source of excruciating pain to me.
I'm sorry.
I need this parlour for my own private use.
It's got private written on the door, sir. No one's going to disturb you in here.
Nevertheless, I do not wish to be disturbed by anybody.
Well, I'm sure that can be arranged. Good night, sir.
Night.
Oh, see, look, I mean, he could be acronist. Oh, no, what do you, antichrist?
Take your mind out.
What's that word?
Anarchist. Explosives.
Oh, not in my parlour. You wouldn't dare.
Well, I tell you, I don't like the sound of it, Teddy.
Looked like a disguise to me.
Well, I suppose I'll be dreaming of bogies. Heads like great big white turnips.
Would you be good enough to show me to my room, please?
Certainly, sir. If you would follow me, please.
Poor soul's probably had an operation or an accident or something. Them goggles. Make him look more like a diving helmet than a human man. Perhaps he's hurt his mouth as well.
It's a rummy case, Teddy.
Let's hope it won't be stones in cases tomorrow.
That one in the corner, and take care not to upset it. They must be kept upright. No, the one in the corner, you deaf? Gently. Oh, great, have to clop you off. For goodness sake, come along with those boxes. I've been waiting for them long enough. Steady, steady.
Get down, you brute! Was you bit, sir?
Teddy, here.
Nothing at all. Rare. Sorry about the dog, sir.
Never broke the skin. Hurry up with those things.
Bit, Mr. Earl. Sandy's dog bit him. Best go and see to it.
Well, what did you want to go and bite him for, then? Well, how should I know?
It ain't right to have a dog like that, Sandy.
Blessed thing, I'd shoot him, that's what I'd do. Listen, he's got no right biting one of my guests like that.
Hey, I'll tell you something.
You brute, you!
Here, George, what's all the commotion?
The carrier's dogs bit him.
Who?
Well, him.
Sir?
Won't find him in there.
Well, where is he then?
He's gone upstairs. I never heard so much commotion.
Sir? Sir?
What is it?
Well, what's your word, sir?
Not a bit.
Ah, you don't want no help, he says.
No, George, I think you should have the doctor. Go on.
Sir, Mrs. Hall thinks it might be best if we had...
my cases indoors, the better I'll be pleased.
Out of the road, Silas. Hey, I'll tell you something. Where is he?
He's upstairs.
No, I'm just telling Sandy here. He's black, that chap.
Black?
Leastways his legs is.
Ask him what he means.
I see through a tear in his trousers. There weren't no pink showing at all. It was blackness.
Oh, don't be so simple, Teddy Humphrey. Why, his nose is as pink as paint.
Well, his legs ain't.
Here. He's piebald. Black here, white there, in patches like.
Is he a kind of half-breed, you mean?
That's it. And that's why they're wearing them there bandages, see? Because the colours come off in patches that are mixing.
I never heard of such things, Jenny.
Common enough with horses.
If he chose to show himself at fairs, he'd make a fortune.
Fortune. Feeling better, sir?
Everything is safely off the wagon, sir.
What is it? Yes, yes, yes.
Excuse me, please, sir, but the doctor's come to take a look at your leg.
What?
And I... Here, what's all this mess? Eh? Oh, what have you done to my table?
Put it down on the bill.
Oh, perhaps you'll be good enough to tell me what you consider to be a proper price. Just look at my table.
A shilling. Put down a shilling.
A shilling? A shilling? Eh? A shilling? Look at all this straw. There's straw everywhere. I've never seen so much straw in all my life. It's all over the floor. This is not at all as I expected, sir.
Surely a shilling is enough, woman. Just don't worry me about it. If there's damage done, put it down on the bill.
Pardon my intrusion. Cuss.
What?
William Cuss. Dr. Cuss, general practitioner for Epping and Sidderbridge. Now, the landlord tells me that you were bitten by the carrier's hound this morning.
That's right, sir.
It was nothing. Nothing at all.
I told you it was nothing. Excuse me, please, sir.
My word, you have a great many bottles here, Mr.
I'm extremely busy, Doctor.
Well, my dispensary can't boast half as many bottles as this. Are you researching?
I'm an experimental investigator and am naturally anxious to get on with my inquiries.
And I don't mind telling you all this arouses my professional interest.
Police!
Take care.
A bad fire, was it?
I beg your pardon?
The bandages. Well, this is an ideal place to recuperate.
My reason for coming to Ipping was a desire for solitude. I really must ask you to leave now, Dr. Cuss. Sometimes the slightest disturbance, even the unexpected entry of someone into a room, could ruin an experiment.
Yes, of course, of course.
Oh, give it here. Give it here.
Good Lord, how can you move an empty sleeve?
Empty sleeve.
Well, how did you keep it up like that? I could see right down the sleeve to the elbow.
So it's an empty sleeve, is it?
Well, that's how I saw it, yes.
Have another look. Well?
Well, there's nothing in it. I don't understand. Is it glass?
Well, Dr. Cuss,
Excuse me, Mrs. Hall. Excuse me.
That's getting worse.
Look, I know it sounds bad, but am I mad, Padre? Do I look insane?
Perhaps a little
Now,
distracted.
that Egyptian mummy, that person, when he held up his arm, the one with nothing in it, Oh, it's too ridiculous for words, but something exactly like a finger and thumb nipped the end of my nose. But damn it, I tell you, there was nothing there, not the ghost of an arm or hand.
A most remarkable story, William. Something tweaked your nose, you say?
If you haven't seen him, you can't begin to imagine what the fellow looks like.
Ah, but I have seen him. I must confess he is a rather daunting spectacle.
And a thoroughly disagreeable one at that. He calls himself an experimental investigator.
You have reason to doubt him?
Well, there are certainly enough bottles and chemicals everywhere. It looks more like a laboratory than an inn's parlor.
Is he a doctor, perhaps?
Well, no name given. He simply arrived in the village last night and took rooms in the coach and horses. Look, I don't mind telling you, Edward, it's put me in a blue funk.
Perhaps if I were to have a word with this gentleman.
Well, you'd fare no better, I guarantee it. There's something unapproachable about the fella. Something dangerous.
You're the one of the best girls Well, you're one of the best girls on this road.
What's that?
Somebody a fox or something?
I heard coughing. Foxes don't cough.
Of course they do. All the time.
Oh, you.
I've heard a fox cough often.
Blew his nose too, did he?
Oh, right, now that... Hey, come here. Come here. Hey,
Won't catch me.
Oh, you... That's all your fault. I talked to you about foxes coughing. Come here.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
For the damage I have done to your furniture, Mrs. Hall. If that's not sufficient, then put another sixpence on the bill.
That will be most satisfactory, sir. Thank you.
Evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm obliged to send away to London for certain scientific journals, but can find no post office in the village.
Oh, the nearest post office, sir, is at Bramblehurst.
Yes.
But, well, the postman, he does call here every morning around 9-ish.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to inform him tomorrow that I wish to entrust him with a registered letter.
Right. Very good, sir.
Evening, sir.
Evening.
Sinister's right, Mama. God, I've never seen a more sinister-looking cove.
Well, his manner may be a bit overbearing. But if he's going to give me a shilling every time he scratches my furniture, who cares how sinister he is?
Well,
Bills regular paid is bills regular paid.
Well, I don't like it, Jenny. I'd rather he'd kept his blessed money and moved on.
Mr. Hall?
Yeah, just a minute, Sandy. Here, how do we know what he's up to in there? And just suppose he's not right in the head.
Oh, John.
I'm telling you straight, man. He's going to be trouble, that one. Oh, God. We'll end up with our throats cut. Sandy? What's that? You want to...
it's ludicrous that county lines and parish boundaries should divide houses. Oh, come now, William. Imagine. Mary Fennican are twins.
Yes?
She might have been delivered of one in Somerset, pushed the bed to the other side of the room, and had the second in Devon.
Twins and a hernia.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Poor fellow.
Has he spoken to you yet?
Alas, no. I had hoped to see him in church.
Not that one.
The 3 Sundays have now come and gone since he arrived. Some form of skin disease, Margaret says. But then she was only repeating what Mrs. Lipton told her. I deplore gossip, of course, but I suppose it's inevitable that a person of so remarkable an appearance and bearing should form a source of idle talk in a village the size of Ipping.
Were you aware there's a general view that he's a criminal trying to escape justice?
No, I was not. What nonsense.
They don't like him at all.
I am aware of that. Poor fellow.
Change, damn you, change. Oh, look here, there he goes again.
You get your proper name yet, Mr.
No, he ain't, Sandy. And it's not for the want of asking, neither.
Don't have smell in here tonight.
Ah, well, I reckon that'll be chloroform. Or it's a little of what old Fear Inside says. He says it's opium.
Shouting right, Mr. Hall, not opium.
Pacing up and down, babbling away to himself all the time, more like a blessed turkey.
Here, what's he been saying then?
Well, it don't make no sense to me.
Listen, he ain't proper, Sandy. He's not given no name.
He's not given no money, neither. Not for weeks now.
Right.
Oh, look at this, George. It's just not good enough.
Dear God. This'll take me all my life. Now, your Paleolithic tonic. This time do your work. Oh, you'll have to go, Jenny. We got folks walking up the ruddy hill to Sidderbridge rather than face him.
He's right.
And even old Archie Moon with his game leg. Oh, no, he won't do, old girl. Sidderbridge? Oh, they ain't had business like this since we had that bit of roof fall in.
What's he up to in there then, eh?
I tell you, all I've heard morning, noon and night. His paper being torn, glass breaking, and him shouting and screaming as if a brick has dropped on his foot or something.
all I'm trying to
And
say,
never
Jenny.
a word of thank you for all the meals I've cooked him.
Right, but this won't be too hasty, old girl. He's got a very nasty temper on him.
Oh, has he? Huh? Well, I'll temper him. Go on, out of my way, Teddy Humphrey.
Here, just a minute.
No,
old
just
girl.
a minute now. Now. If you please. If you please, sir. there any nasty stains on my carpet?
What is it that you want?
Well, sir, I expect you'll be wanting to pay your bill now.
Certainly not. Please don't bother me about such things at this time of night.
I heard glass breaking, so we all heard it. Here, how do we know you're not making bombs in there? All them horrible smells.
I have already told you, madam, if there is any damage, add it to my bill.
And how am I to do that, pray? Unless I see what damage has been
I
done.
can't have my experiments interfered with.
And I won't be locked out of my own parlour. I just won't have
I
it.
pay you well enough for the privacy.
You promise me enough, sir, but you pay me nothing. Why, I've not had a farthing since the start of the month. Now, I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to leave.
Impossible.
And I thank you for the key to my parlour. George?
Well, it is only right, sir. After all, the room has got to be
Oh,
cleaned.
and if you don't give me the key, sir, I shall have this door broke down and the lock changed.
This is ridiculous, landlord. I am awaiting a remittance.
Remittance,
I can
indeed.
assure you I am not humbugging, but until it arrives, I am quite
Tomorrow,
unable to
if you
pay you
please,
any...
sir. Tomorrow, you pays me my bill, or you leaves this house before noon.
My sakes, Mrs. Hall. Oh, that told him.
I'll have a brandy, please, George. A double measure.
Edward. Edward.
Oh,
Edward, I heard the sound of breaking glass. Someone's broken into the house, Edward.
Let us not jump to conclusions, my dear.
Edward. Edward.
If one hears glass being broken, it does not necessarily mean one is about to be bludgeoned to death in one's own bed.
Don't say such things. Do go and look, dear.
The bounder's in the kitchen. The window's broken. My dear, wake Susie at once and send her for the constable.
What are you going to do?
Put the fear of God into the scoundrel.
Then do take off your nightcap, dear.
Surrender.
Such a draft suddenly.
He found the housekeeping.
How much was in there?
£2, 10 shillings and half sovereigns.
The constable should be here soon, dear.
Margaret, I could have sworn he was in the room when we entered.
Yes, dear.
Who lit the candle? And this knife?
But he used it to force the lock.
Yes, but it fell to the ground after we came into the room. And yet, if that was so...
George. George!
Jenny.
Oh, oh.
I found the door ajar. He's not here.
Come here, George. Look, the front door's open. Look. I do.
His clothes are still here.
No, don't touch him, George. I wonder where he could have gone without any clothes and them bandages, eh? Cold as the grave. He must have been up at least an hour or more. Here, what's over here, George? What is it?
Books. That weren't me.
George, there's spirits in this room. Here, I can hear them breathing.
Yeah, don't talk so daft, woman. Spirits don't sneeze.
Well, who was it then, eh? George, let's lock the door, George. Lock him out and them in. Oh, come on.
Oh, what the? What the devil? Oh, God! Oh, who did that? What's going on here? Oh, stand up, for goodness sake, woman.
George!
Hey, what is it? Oh, no! Hey, what is it? Oh, no!
No, my dear. Exactly. What time did the master call you this morning?
It's the spirits, yes. I know, it's the spirits. They'll infest the whole house now. I've read about them in the papers, dancing and singing. My good old furniture.
You take a drop more, Mrs. Hall. That'll steady you.
It's not steady she'll get, Sandy. You keep pouring that
Oh,
stuff down her
sure,
throat all morning.
sure.
Where is he? Now then, Mr. Hall.
Oh, God, he's gone. Before dawn, we reckon. He ain't come back yet, neither.
Well, you want to lock him out, eh? Don't you let him back in
Yeah,
again.
she's not going to get past me, Sandy.
What's happening upstairs, then?
No, don't you go near that room again, George.
I don't know. Doors jammed shut, just like it were locked.
Do you hear anything?
No, not a thing. I tell you, I reckon whatever it were is still there.
My good old furniture rising up against me.
I tell you what, Mrs. Hall. You want horseshoes hung everywhere for gents like him.
I'll be darned if it ain't witchcraft.
Well, I might have known, eh? Him with his bandaged head and his great big goggling eyes. And never going to church on Sundays.
Well, that's right.
Eh?
That's right.
And he's got more books and bottles in there than any one person has any right to have.
Here, why don't you bust down the door, Mr. Hall?
Just a moment, Sandy. O'Dard, let's have the facts first. Best be sure he'll be acting right in busting it down.
It's his door. He can do what he likes with. A door unbust is always open to busting.
You can't unbust a bust door once you've busted it.
How do, Robbie?
How do? Fair old rumpus up the vicarage, eh?
Fair old rumpers down here.
You ain't heard?
Heard what?
Burglary.
The vicarage? Never.
So help me. They reckon he got away with £20 in gold.
Who?
It's him.
Oh, don't talk so daft, woman.
Got in through a window, out the back door.
It's him.
Vicar went for him, but he got clear away. They got men with dogs out Sidderbridge way.
Never rains, but it pours.
Good morning. Thank you. I trust that gun is not loaded, Mr. Hall.
How did he get in, George?
Well, if that don't lick everything.
How did he get in?
Fools. No. Idiots. Dear heaven. A student would know more. This is useless. Dr. Samuel Kemp. Optical density. Kemp. Must be the same man. Join Kemp. Of course.
know where he's been.
Yeah, you demand an explanation,
Get him
Mr.
out of there,
Hall.
George, you don't want him in this house no longer.
Break down the door.
Yes? Me and Mrs. Hall, sir. I want to know where you've been this morning, yes?
Right.
And how you got back in.
That, sir, is none of your business.
Anyone that stays in this house, sir, comes in by the door.
Yeah, you tell him, Mr. Hall.
It's a rule of the house, Sandy, coming in by the door.
Yeah, you demand an explanation,
That's
Mr.
right.
Hall.
Go to the devil.
I
Repeat, you can go to the devil. And you, madam, may fetch my breakfast. Why isn't it prepared? Do you think I live without eating?
And why hasn't my bill been paid?
So that's it. How much?
Yesterday he said he didn't have no money.
I wonder where he got that.
And what does that mean?
It means, sir, that I wonder where you got it.
Up the vicarage, maybe.
More than likely.
I've no idea what you're talking about. Did I not tell you yesterday that I was awaiting a remittance from London? Have I not just received a package brought by this man? Now, do you wish to be paid or not?
Robbie, fetch the constable.
I'll show you, you stupid bumpkins.
What's he doing?
There's nothing there.
George, make him... No, George.
He's pitching off his wrappings.
Where's his eyes gone?
Hey, George. Mrs. Hall.
Right.
No! Sarah, it was horrible. He ain't got no one, Sarah. He ain't got no one.
Hey, there's Mr. Jeffers.
What I'm after ain't no invisibility, it's burglary.
But you got no head, I tell you, Mr. Jeffers. Hey, my gun's in there.
Gun! Loaded was it?
Oh, Sarah, Sarah ain't a man at all. Oh, my God, my God.
What's he done to her?
Oh, run it out with a knife, he did.
How'd he speak then if he ain't got no head?
Without his bandages.
Hey, that's right, eh? You can see right down the collar to the line of his shirt.
Conjuring trick.
Whoever heard the lines up?
Don't make no sort of sense to me.
Stupid old fool, Charlie Jeffers. Ain't you been listening?
There ain't no cause for you to go on like that, Teddy Edfrey. There's an house being broken into and money stole.
But it's invisible, Mr. Jeffers.
We'll have to see about that.
Don't understand. Look, head or no head, you've got to arrest him.
It's your duties. How you gonna put those things on when there ain't no hands to see?
And he'll never surrender. Won't he? Violent, that one violent.
Sarah, my gun is still in there, boy.
George, you're doing that.
I've got a warrant, Mr. Jeffers.
If I've got to arrest him, then arrest him I will. Handcuffs is a regular thing. Hands? Oh, no hands. Shut the door, George. Don't let him loose. Have a look upstairs. Look behind the bar.
Nothing there.
No. No, he's not there. Back door's still bolted.
Has he been Using the parlour.
As indeed.
That's where it'll be.
Open up.
Break down the door.
In the name of the law. Don't touch nothing.
Oh, boy.
You got a second key.
No, I ain't. Or maybe it ain't locked.
He ain't here. Bird's flown!
My sakes.
I said, don't touch nothing.
Told you so. He ain't a man at all. He don't exist.
Were you warned worse, Thomas? You warned none at all. It's just your promiscuous luck, friend. Nice choice. Roomy or damp. Oh, blooming boots. Good county for cadging, this used to be.
It's a rotten county. And pigs for people.
Ain't it just?
And those are exceedingly ugly boots.
Audacious ugly. Ugliest in the whole blessed universe. Which pair to keep? I'm blessed if I know. Where are you?
Don't be alarmed.
You'll be alarmed in a minute, you silly fool. Where are you? Are you buried? Oh. Ain't no time for playing the fool. I could have swore I heard a voice. Hey!
Don't be such a fool.
Lord preserves is here again. Come out! No. Be a man and show yourself. Only you ventriloquising with me. Oh. I'll knock your blooming block off if only I could see you. Hey! Babe! You're off, you chump, Thomas. It's a drink. It's fretting over them blessed boots.
Neither one thing nor the other. Do you really think I'm just your imagination?
What else can you be?
Then I'm going to throw stones at you until you think differently.
Where are you? Hey! Ow! No! No! Hey! Stop!
Do you still think I'm imagination?
Hey!
If you struggle anymore, I shall throw this stone at your head.
All right, mate. I'm done. where are you headed? How do you do it?
It's very simple. I am invisible.
Tell me something I don't know. Stones flinging themselves, stones talking. I'm beat.
I am invisible. That is what I want you to try and understand. Invisible.
But where?
Here, about 2 yards in front of you.
I'm not one of your ignorant tramps, you know. You'll be telling me next you're thin air.
But I am. At this moment, you are looking straight through me. I am a human being like you. I need food and drink and covering like you. I'm solid, but I'm invisible.
Oh, you mean real, like?
Quite real.
Give us a hand here, then. No, hey! You made me jump, grabbing me like that. I'm dashed. This don't beat cockfighting. You are there. I can see a rabbit clean through you, half a mile away. How'd you manage it? How's it done?
That isn't half so wonderful as you think. Listen to me. I need your help. I need clothes and shelter and other things. Important documents.
Don't you knock me about no more. You just keep off. You broke my bottle. You very near broke my toe. And why should I help you?
You have a job to do, and I have chosen you for it. You are an outcast, like myself. Help me, and I will do great things for you. An invisible man is a man of power.
And if I won't...
If you betray me, I shall kill you.
Cipher, it's all in cipher, Padre.
Oh dear. I think it much wiser, Mr. Hall, to leave those things untouched until the constable has made a thorough search. Anything might explode.
Yeah. Very sorry, sir.
There's no name on the flyleaf, nothing at all to give us a clue.
I see.
The closed door.
There are figures in this one. And judging by the letters of some of the manuscript, it might be in Greek.
Ask for the tap room.
Hey? What is it? What do you want?
The tap.
Mr. Hall.
This the tap.
No, it ain't.
Oh, right you are. Stand clear.
Come along now, please. Sorry, sir. Slip over.
All right. No need to pull my heart black and blue already.
Very sorry, sir.
Hey?
My nerves are all on edge this morning. It made me jump the door opening like that.
A tramp, I should judge.
Or a sailor.
Sailor?
Stand clear, a nautical term.
Tramp or sailor? I think we should make certain we are safe from further interruption. Everyone outside the church credits clergymen with a knowledge of Greek and Hebrew originals. I confess mine is of the very flimsiest. I understand none of this. William?
Do you think we should take these notebooks to Professor Longman?
Come on, out. I don't want no more trouble
How
today.
about a drink of water?
No, we're closed. Come on.
Then give on the pudding.
Well, you just clear off.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, and don't come back.
Measuring.
Eh?
Judging the size of his head.
He ain't got one.
Well, the fact remains I could see right down his sleeve.
Have you ever seen a really good conjurer, William? Hallucinations are so easily produced.
I won't argue with you, Padre. We've thrashed this out 100 times already.
Dear friend, even if I cannot believe this absurd invisibility story, there certainly seem to have been some very strange things happening in Epping lately.
And now we're left with these.
Indeed. Look at this entry. Russian, would you say?
Well, it's certainly not Greek.
William! Don't move, or I'll brain you both. Listen to me carefully. Besides being invisible, I'm a very strong man. There is not the slightest doubt I could kill you both and get away quite easily. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand? Yes, yes, for pity's sake, man. Very well. If I let you go, you must do exactly as I tell you.
Yes.
Where are you?
Since when did you learn to pry into an investigator's private memoranda, Doctor? Since when did you learn to invade the private rooms of a man of misfortune?
We meant you no harm, sir.
When I came into this room, I did not expect to find it occupied. However, your presence here has solved another problem. I returned for my 3 books, gentlemen, but I also need clothes. Though the days are warm enough for a man to run around stark naked, the nights are not. Your trousers, please, Doctor?
Certainly not.
I really have no wish to handle you roughly.
Do as he says.
Did I right? Hey, Mr. Jeffers? Are you all right in there, Dr. Custer? Hey, all right. The noise is coming from the guest parlor.
What's going on in there, John?
Listen.
William, he's speaking to us.
Shh, listen.
Padre, this is dreadful.
And the socks. The window!
Oh.
Here.
Oh. Here.
You
Reverend Bunting.
Quick, man, quick. Take them.
Mr. Jeffers.
Hold on, you come back here!
Hey! Stop! Hey!
Hey, stop! Oh, Mr. Jeffers, he's getting away from us.
Head him off at the bridges.
Right!
Oh, Reverend Bunting, please.
I believe he's gone. All right, Mrs. Hall, all right. Good heavens, Padre. Do something to cover yourself.
Open the door.
Yes, all right, Mrs. Hall, all right.
Escape me!
Come on!
Mr. Jaffers!
Well, what are we going to do now? Nobody knew I was invisible until those floundering yokels exploded my secret. Now it'll be all about. Be in the papers. Everybody will be looking for me.
Everybody will be looking for me.
You? Yes. Yes, indeed. They will be looking for you. You're a poor tool, Marvel. But the fact is, I shall have to make use of you again.
I'm a miserable tool.
You certainly are.
I'm the worst possible tool that you could have. I ain't strong. I've got a weak heart. All that business, running away, I could have dropped any moment. I haven't got the strength for what you want.
I'll stimulate you.
Look, I don't want to mess up your plans, but I might out of having a weak heart.
You'd better not.
Well, it ain't justice. What do I get out of it?
You do what you're told, Marvel, and I'll see you right.
I wish I was dead.
Seasonable weather.
Right.
Books?
Here. Book.
Extraordinary things in books.
I believe you.
Extraordinary things out of them, too.
Likewise.
Extraordinary things in newspapers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and this one, anyway. There's a story here about an invisible man.
In America, was he?
Oh, not America. Here.
What do they think of writing next then, eh?
Oh, when I say here, I don't mean here in this place, no. I mean hereabouts.
What's he been up to then, this invisible man?
Well, it's every blessed thing, according to this. Makes me regular uncomfortable, the thought of him running about at large. I mean, think of what he can do. He could trespass, burgle, rob. He could pass through all corner police as easy as you and me give a slip to a blind man.
Say he's got any pals?
Hey?
It don't say he's got any pals, I suppose.
And one of us sort enough for you? Although several attempts were made to secure him, he succeeded in escaping. But not until after a desperate alternation in which he inflicted serious injuries. Huh? That's a pretty straight story, eh?
Where is he now?
Well, from certain evidence, it is supposed he has taken the road to Port Burdock.
Port Burdock?
That's down the road away. He's on his way here, Bertie, invisible man.
That a fact, is it? Yeah.
Here, you haven't finished your stew.
I've got to get going.
Hold on, mate.
He's here! He's here!
Who's here?
Marvel, you pot-bellied son of an old boat!
Oh, girl, what's all this round? Now go and close that door.
He's inside! He'll
What do you
kill
want?
me! No.
Get off!
No, listen, you've got to help me! He'll kill me!
Harry, what's your game, mate?
No, I didn't try to give you the slip. So help me, I didn't. Don't hurt me, mister. Look, you wouldn't hit a lady, would you?
Invisible man!
Hey!
He went right by me.
Now just be quiet, all of you, quiet! Quiet, I say now, I want that quiet!
He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me!
Harry! Harry, are you all right?
Oh, never mind about me.
That's all right.
He's in here, Bertie.
Hey?
He's prowling about.
He's as artful as the devil.
Well, I'll soon put pain to that now, won't I?
No, that won't do, Bertie. It's murder.
Well, I'll just aim at his legs.
Not in here, you won't. You'll kill us all.
Supposing he ain't got no legs.
Don't talk to that.
You leather-faced
Go on, help me. He's bad.
He's here. I got him.
Hey!
No, it ain't. He's gone. After him.
Come on, stop that! Stop that, man! Come on, get back! Hey, you! You out there! Hold on!
Hey, it's all right. You can come out now. He's gone.
Oh, yeah. But he'll be back. He's after them books. Oh, God help me.
Not again. I'll have the dog set on you. Snippy little brats.
Thank you, Lucy. What was that?
Oh, it wasn't nothing, sir. One of them village lads, if you ask me, playing runaway rings again.
And this time? Lucy? Who's there? Who's in there? God.
Keep your nerve, Kemp. I need help badly.
This is nonsense. Some sort of trick. How do you know my name?
What are you?
Steady, man.
Lie still, you fool. I don't want to hurt you, but if you behave like this, I must. For heaven, you'll madden me in a minute. Lie still!
That's better. But if you shout, I'll beat your head in.
I shan't shout. Let me sit up.
Will you listen to reason?
Just let me sit quietly for a moment.
This is no foolishness or magic. I am invisible.
Then it's true.
True.
The newspapers. Who are you? Why have you come here?
It's Griffin, man. You remember me?
Griffin?
University College. You were a year ahead of me.
Griffin?
I've made myself invisible.
Griffin. Griffin. You won a medal at chemistry?
Invisible, Kemp. Invisible.
My brain's rioting. This is horrible.
It's horrible enough.
Great God, I'm tired.
Have you any whiskey?
It's hypnotism, isn't it?
I need food and drink, Kemp. I'm near dead with exhaustion. Kemp. Whiskey.
I'll give you mine. It's in my study next door.
No tricks, Kemp. I could kill you with the greatest of ease. Kemp.
Be patient. This is the insanest thing that ever happened. You can't be invisible. It was demonstrated conclusively only
Never
last...
mind what's been demonstrated. I'm starving, hungry, and cold. Have you a dressing gown?
Yes. Your arm.
It's a gunshot wound. It's trivial.
Still bleeding.
You'll just have to put up with that. You married?
No.
Are you alone in the house?
You know I'm not.
Apart from the servants?
For the moment, yes. Don't worry, you're quite safe up here. The servants won't disturb me while I'm working.
Good. Sit down, Kemp. Sit down. We have to talk. You haven't changed much.
Wish I could say the same for you.
Good. You've calmed down at last.
Who shot you?
I had a Confederate, a fool of a man. He stole money from me and other things.
Is he invisible too?
Nah.
He shot you?
No, some imbecile I've never seen before, fired at random. I was fortunate to escape with only a flesh wound.
You should let me attend to it.
Later. Damn this blood. Gets visible as it coagulates.
What devilry is it that makes a man invisible?
It's no devilry. It's a process, quite sane and intelligible.
Good God, man. How is it done? Tell me how you come to be like this.
You understand, of course, my coming here was no coincidence. I made a terrible mistake, Kemp, trying to carry this thing through alone. Wasted so much strength and time, so many opportunities. One man alone can do so little. I saw your name recently in a scientific journal, an article on optical density. Seeing that changed all my plans. I realized suddenly I was no longer alone. You, of all people, would understand and help. We worked together once before. There's no reason why we shouldn't do it again.
Boys at college?
You always struck me as cool and methodical. The ideal Confederate. I was on my way here when that cur stole my notebooks and gave me the slip. What a fool I was to trust him.
I can be trusted.
What I want, Kemp, is a hiding place. Somewhere I can eat and sleep. Together, we could do great things.
Griffin.
With food and rest and a companion, 1,000 things are possible.
Listen to me,
Before you make any decision, you must hear my story out.
Very well.
It's all so simple to begin with. So credible. The light hurts my eyes. It began at Chesiltoe College, about a year after I left London. I gave up medicine in '84 and took up physics instead. The whole subject of light, of optical density, fascinated me, and I flung myself into research in whatever spare moments I had. I was working under frightful disadvantages. I was just a shabby, poverty-stricken demonstrator, hemmed in by a lot of silly, gaping students, and a professor called Hobbema, the sort of scientific bounder who's always prying and thieving ideas.
Ah, Griffin. Stuart and I wondered if you cared to join us for lunch in town today.
Thank you, but I'm not hungry.
My dear fellow, you must take some nourishment. Stuart tells me that you missed breakfast again this morning.
Stuart, like others, should learn to mind his own business.
His concern was well meant.
Perhaps.
Well, I have no wish to interrupt your work. Tell me, are you any nearer to testing your hypothesis experimentally? Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, you must keep it to yourself. I'm just naturally curious to know when you'll publish your findings. Of course, if you don't wish to discuss it...
Professor Hobbema, what do you know of optical density?
I know the whole subject's a network of riddles.
I've discovered a general principle on pigments and refraction.
A formula, you mean?
A geometrical expression involving 4 dimensions.
Go on.
A method by which it will be possible, without changing any other property of matter, except colors in some instances, to lower the refractive index of a substance to that of air.
Or liquid.
Solid or liquid.
Extraordinary.
No doubt you know as much of molecular physics as I do, but let me put the elementary facts to you as if you didn't. It will make my meaning clearer. Any schoolboy knows that if an object neither reflects, nor refracts, nor absorbs light, then it cannot of itself be visible.
It's plain sailing.
For instance, a transparent thing becomes practically invisible if it is put into any medium of almost the same refractive index. If I put this piece of common glass into water thus, then it almost vanishes from sight, because light passing from water to glass is only slightly affected in any way. It's almost as invisible as a jet of gas in air, and for precisely the same reason. If I were to smash the same piece of glass and beat it into a powder, it would become much more visible while it's in the air.
Well, naturally, the powder multiplies the surfaces of the glass.
But if the powder glass is put back into water, then it vanishes again.
Forgive me, but as you say, this is very elementary.
Think of all the things that are transparent and seem not to be. This paper, for instance. If I were to soak it in oil, it would become as transparent as glass.
Is this what's been occupying all your spare time this term?
Not only paper, Professor Hopperman. Cotton fiber, wood fiber, bone. Bone, Professor. And flesh, Professor. And hair, and nails, and nerves. Now, do you begin to understand what's been occupying my time? The whole fabric of man, except the red of his blood and the dark pigment of his hair, is made up of transparent, colorless tissue. You and I, Professor Hopperman, are as transparent as a sheet of glass.
But, if a man were made of glass, he would still be visible.
Seal.
Really, Griffin, I am trying to understand.
You are saying, then, that there is no such thing as an invisible animal?
I suppose that's what I'm saying, yes.
In the sea, Professor, there are thousands, millions. All the larvae, all the little nauplii and tornarias.
Yes,
specks
yes,
of colorless,
in water,
translucent...
perhaps, but not in air.
I need money, Hopperman.
I beg your pardon? Money?
To continue.
Just how far have you got with your experiments on physiology?
On pigments, to make blood colorless and yet remain with all the functions that it has.
You'll publish?
Of course. And when I publish, no one will share my credit. You'll make nothing of this. It's in cipher.
Well, we must talk again very soon. Oh. Stuart will never forgive me. No doubt I shall see you in the common room at tea time.
I left the college soon after that, took a place in London. A large attic room not far from Town Bridge. I worked there as I'd never worked before, immersing myself in research. Infinite detail, Kemp, exasperation, no idea. Month after month, every mountain of difficulty I pointed over showed another from its summit. And then suddenly, one afternoon last June, I found myself with scarcely a difficulty left beyond the planning of details.
Invisible. I have transcended magic.
I was like a man emerging from a thicket, Kemp. I could scarcely believe I'd done it. Then the nick of time, the money I had was almost exhausted.
What money was that? Griffin?
Must you interrupt?
If you wish me to be of help, I must understand everything. Have you a benefactor? Someone who sponsors your experiments?
No.
Then where'd you find the money to pay for your lodgings and all your equipment? You survived for 3 years, Griffin. When you left Chesilton, you said you had no money at all.
My father. The money came from my father.
I see.
No, you did not see. I robbed him.
What?
I stole from him. I found out too late the money was not his. He shot himself.
My God, I am sorry. You must have felt very badly about it.
Well, in the least. He was a stupid man. The victim of his own foolishness. The current cant required my attendance at his funeral, but I really felt as if it were not my affair at all. All those shabby, black, bent old men, sniveling colds. Cheap funeral. Cheap hearse. Scant ceremony.
Couldn't you have spoken out to save his character?
Why? Mattered little to me, less to him. Poor fool. You think me callous?
God's sake, Griffin, don't you understand even yet? Your wound, the power, Kemp. The incredible power of invisibility. Mine.
Ours.
A weakling like my father means nothing. He was a means to an end. This is the reality. The hands that hold you to this chair. Domination, Kemp. Invisible power. Terror.
Terror?
Yes, yes, yes. A reign of terror.
Against whom?
Weaklings. Enemies. The world. You and I, Kemp. Think of what we might achieve. 1,000 things are possible. Together, we'll strike them down. The enemies. Judicious slaying. So simple. Kill to terrify. To dominate. To rule. Kill if necessary. Again. And again. And again.
Why must there be killing?
Do you understand? How else am I to achieve the power my invisibility bestows on me?
Not wanton killing. Judicious slaying, Kemp. A reign of terror. All who disobey my orders, I must kill. And kill all who would defend them.
You're worn out, Griffin. I can hear it in your voice. And you're still losing blood.
I've had very little sleep in the last 3 days.
Why don't you rest here until morning? I'll see you're not disturbed. We can talk again. Tomorrow.
I need drink and food.
Of course you do.
What are you doing, you mad?
I'm sorry. That was stupid of me. I'll fetch it myself.
Understand, Kemp? You'll be sorry if you make any attempt to hamper or trick me. To have worked for years, to have planned and plotted, and then to have every conceivable sort of silly creature sent across me. If I have much more of it, Kemp, I shall go mad.
I give you my word.
Men of your stamp, Samuel Kemp, don't know what real rage is. Nothing is going to stop me now. Nothing. If you betray me, I shall kill you. your stamp, Samuel Kemp. Don't know what real rage is. Nothing is going to stop me now. Nothing. If you betray me, I shall kill you.
I shan't be long.
Sir?
One moment. Now listen carefully. I have no time to repeat myself. I want you both to leave this house at once.
What? Dismissed?
Of course not. I hope you'll be able to return sometime tomorrow. I want you to leave as
But
quiet...
leave the house,
Lucy,
sir.
just listen to what I'm saying. Don't interrupt. Have you any money?
No, sir.
Damnation. My wallet's upstairs.
Well, where's the housekeeping?
Let's take it with you. You can sleep at the Swan tonight. Do you know Colonel Addie's house?
Well, yes, sir.
I want you to take this note to him before you go to the Swan. Do exactly what he says. This note will explain everything. On no account are you and Cook to return to this house tonight. Do you understand?
I think so, sir. Yes, sir.
Very well. Off you go. It's me.
Where have you been? Hasn't taken you all this time to find that phone.
Speaking with the servants. Perhaps you heard.
I heard voices, yes.
Don't worry. I said nothing about you. I simply said I was working late and didn't wish to be disturbed. I often fetch food for myself late at night.
Where are they now?
We won't be disturbed until morning. Eat before you drop. How's the arm?
The bleeding stopped.
You should let me attend to it, you know.
Later.
When you feel able to continue...
Continue.
If I'm to understand how you come to be like this. After you made the piece of cloth invisible, what then?
I had a visitor to my attic room.
Come in, puss. Come in. Yes.
Everything is ready for you.
Come on, dear.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. There we are. There we are.
Come on, dear. Here we are, dear. Come on, dear. Come on, dear. Come on. Come on, dear.
There we are.
Come on, dear.
Come on, then. Yes. Come.
Come on, dear.
Come. Yes. The essential phase was to place the object whose refractive index was to be lowered between the two radiating centers.
Like Roentgen?
No, not like Roentgen. He discharges electricity through gases.
How long did it take?
Hours. 3 or 4. The bones and sinews and the fat were the last to go, except for the eyes.
Mr. Griffin!
A living creature, Kemp. From that moment, I saw no drawbacks. I beheld a magnificent vision of all that invisibility might mean to a man. Mystery, power, freedom.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt your work, Miss...
You are interrupting. What do you want?
Miss Hood, you see...
Again?
The noise.
Couldn't you move her to another room? I'm sick to death of her constant complaining.
I'm afraid the vibrations from your gas engine can be felt all over the house.
The vibrations from a sneeze could be felt all over this disgrace of a building.
Really, Mr. Griffin, this has always been a respectable house.
It's a slum.
The neighborhood is rather disreputable, but I do my best. The cat!
Cat?
Miss Hood has lost her cat, you see.
There's no cat here. I dislike cats intensely.
But I heard it quite distinctly.
You were mistaken. I heard nothing.
It's all she has left to care for in the world, poor soul. If I might just take a look, it may have slipped into the room while your back was turned. Puss, puss, puss. 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 There, you heard it?
I heard nothing. Will you please leave?
As you are a tenant of long-standing, Mr. Griffin, I feel it only fair to tell you, to warn you, for your own good, you understand.
What is it, man? Get to the point.
Miss Hood has spoken quite often lately about the police. The noise, you see. And now her cat. I really do believe if she should fail to find it...
Police?
As you know, the laws against vivisection are very severe.
Vivisection? Damn cat!
She believes you have something to do with its disappearance.
You can reassure Miss Hood that I have not been tormenting her cat. My experiments do not involve vivisection.
What exactly are your experiments, Mr. Griffin? Are they dangerous?
No.
Are they legal?
No.
Mr. Griffin! This is my house, Mr. Griffin. I have a right of entry. Mr. Griffin!
I put the animal out into the roof as soon as it came to.
You mean there's an invisible cat at large in the world?
If it hasn't been killed. That wretched creature brought matters to a crisis. I had no idea what the landlord might do, but I knew very well what he had the power to do. The thought of the possibility of my work being exposed or interrupted made me very angry and very active.
Damn them all to hell!
There was only one thing for it, and the desire was irresistible. What I had done to the cat, I would do to myself.
Please.
There would be an inquiry, of course. I knew my rooms would be searched. I had to take precautions. I posted my notebooks to a house of call for letters and parcels in Great Portland Street. It was all done that night, Kemp. It was terrible. A night of racking anguish, sickness and fainting. I'd not expected the suffering.
Mr. Griffin! I must insist! Mr. Griffin!
Here, let me find it all right, you.
It shouldn't be allowed. It's a description. You're breaking down for it.
What is it?
I have a notice of ejectment.
Leave me alone. All of you. Away!
What has he done to himself?
Get rid of him from this house. I can't live with him. I must. Let me off. I can't live with this anymore. Nothing.
Mr. Griffin! Mr. Griffin! Can you hear me? Mr. Griffin!
Still under the sickly influence of the drugs that decolorized blood, I began to dismantle and destroy my apparatus. I could not allow it to fall into the wrong hands. Nobody must know what I had done.
Mr. Griffin! Mr. Griffin! Can you hear me, Mr. Griffin?
Come on out.
Mr. Griffin! What are you doing here?
He's breaking things I can hear.
He's pushing the place. Mr. Griffin, stop that at once! Mr. Griffin! What is he doing?
What are you waiting for? Break it down. Are you afraid?
Stand back.
Save him! Save him!
He's gone.
Impossible! He must be on the roof!
Mr. Will die shot. Fired it deliberately, you ask me.
Walk on Molly, walk!
Too late for that. Come on, clear. Get tired.
If ever a man had, I had burnt my bones. The upper floor was blazing even before I reached the street. Stark, naked, I tried to dodge out of the confusion I'd caused, fearing that I might be trapped in the crowd and discovered. But once free, I experienced a wild impulse to jest.
The devil's in your basket.
foolish as it seems now, I'd not reckoned with the weather. When it began to rain, my early euphoria soon vanished. I became inexpressibly wretched. I had no refuge, no human being in the whole world in whom I could confide. The one thought that possessed me was to find shelter and food, to get myself covered and warm. Only then might I hope to plan the new life to which I was committed.
Is there anyone there? I hope there's no objection to my sharing your shelter. Hello? Don't be afraid! Here, take my coat.
You begin to realize the full disadvantage of my position.
Indeed I do. Why run away from an offer of help? What harm could a blind man do?
To get clothing would be to forego all my advantage. Surely you can see that.
But you had to have covering.
And food. I was starving, hungry. But to fill myself with unassimilated matter would be to become grotesquely visible again.
I hadn't thought of that.
Nor had I. And the rain had warned me of other dangers. When the rain touched me, it made a watery outline, a sort of glistening surface of a man. Dirt from the street clung to my feet and gave them a shade.
What did you do?
Cheeky little devils. Scallywags, that's what they are. Who's there? All right. Come on. Who's there?
In less than 15 minutes, I was ready to go forth into the world again, equipped. less than 15 minutes, I was ready to go forth into the world again, equipped.
And the shopkeeper?
What about him?
You may have killed him.
He might have killed me. He had a revolver.
He was in his own shop and you were robbing it.
Fool. Can't you see my position?
And his too. Common conventions of humanity, Griffin.
They're all very well for common people. You blame me for what I did?
Oh, good Lord, no. Blame? I never blame anyone for anything. It's quite out of fashion.
Yeah. You at least, I thought, would have understood. You've understood nothing.
Well, I suppose you had to do what you did. You were in a fix.
An infernal fix.
Instead of bandages, why did you simply not paint and powder your face to make it visible?
Because it would have required too much time to remove it before I could vanish again.
Yes, I see.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized what a helpless absurdity an invisible man was. Caught in a cold, dirty climate, in a crowded, civilized city. Before I made this mad experiment, I had dreamt of 1,000 advantages. That first day was all disappointment. I'd gone over the list of the things a man reckons desirable. No doubt invisibility makes it possible to get them, but it makes it impossible to enjoy them once they're gone.
Would you mind if I open the window a little? The smoke?
No. What's the use of ambition, Kemp? What's the good of pride of place when you can't appear there? I have no taste for politics, or the blackguardisms of fame, for philanthropy, for sport. What was I to do? Kemp, what was I to do? For this, I had become a wrapped-up mystery, a bandaged caricature of a man. I had one hope, half a hope, and I have it still. A way of getting back, of restoring what I've done, but only after I've finished all that I meant to do invisibly. That is what I chiefly want to talk to you about, Kemp. Sit down, sit down. I don't want to hurt you, Kemp. But if you don't help me, I will. I'll smash you, Kemp. I'll kill you.
I've told you I'll help you.
Excellent. With you, this house, there's no need for Plymouth, no steamer.
Steamer?
To France, then south, somewhere warm. That was the plan. That was the plan. Algiers, perhaps. Somewhere I could move about freely without disguise. No need with you, Kemp. As for a trap.
What trap?
I don't understand. That tramp has stolen my notebooks. You must get them back, Kemp. Find that miserable cur for me, and I shall kill him. Get my memoranda, and I'll kill the stinking little rat. Break his neck. Let him be the first. The start of the terror. There's someone there.
No, this is an old house. Full of creaks and groans. About that tramp, it shouldn't be too difficult to trace him. He's probably still in the neighborhood.
You've told no one I'm here.
Of course not. That was understood.
There's someone out there.
Let me look. If there's someone there, I'll send them away. It's probably one of the servants.
Stand away.
Hurry, help! Judas! Treachery!
Up here!
You traitor! I'll kill you!
After him! No need, Andy. He'll be back. Back to kill me. Is he found? Thank you, Rose. He's insane, Andy. Inhuman. He dreams of a reign of terror. He's already wounded men. Killed them, for all I know. He'll roam around the countryside, killing and maiming. No one can stop him. It's the last thing he does. He'll get even with me. He counted on me, and I betrayed him. I don't mind admitting, I'm terrified.
I've already wired the garrison for help. And the prison officials at Halstead have sent 2 men with bloodhounds. They'll soon get the wind of your invisible man. I've set every available officer to work. We must prevent him from leaving the district. Have a watch set on trains and roads.
And shipping. He raved on about some steamer to the continent.
And shipping. Have a proclamation posted over the whole district, warning people to be on their guard.
Yes, sir.
The only thing that will keep him here is revenge. And the thought of getting those notebooks back.
Oh, yes. The tramp.
Well, you found him.
Well, apparently he spent the night in one of our strongest cells at his own request.
Then you have the notebooks.
He denies their existence.
Well, you believe him. Whether you do or not, Griffin believes he has them, and he'll stop at nothing to get them back.
Well, we have one advantage. He won't be able to carry a weapon for long without giving himself away.
At night, he can do as he pleases.
And he's naked.
It'll take more than cold weather to stop Griffin.
I think it'd be best if you stayed indoors until we have him.
You have no need to worry about that.
My men will be posted in the grounds. You'll be quite safe.
Where are you going?
Council of War. I want every house in the immediate vicinity searched, and then further afield. Understood?
Yes, sir. When he eats, his food will show.
What?
Here, until it's assimilated.
So, he'll have to hide after his eating. Good.
Surely we should prevent him from eating. Starve him out.
You're right. By midday, I'll have every house in the district barred to him.
There's one other thing. It sounds cruel, but it might stop him. Why don't you lay broken glass on all the roads approaching this house and the police station? Damn it, this is not a game. Griffin's no ordinary criminal. He's an invisible maniac. He's cut himself off from his own kind. He's pinned down. It's blood-chilling to think what might happen. He's active and powerful, Addy. He's very, very dangerous.
Mr. Hinton.
You're an hard man to track down, Charlie Wicksteed.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
Leastways, not lately.
What's up then?
Madman loose. You best get on home. Keep indoors, unless you're armed. What's he done, this fella? Disappeared.
Lucy.
I've closed them all except the pantry, sir. The hinge was that rusty, it wouldn't move however hard I pulled.
Never mind. I'll deal with it myself, Lucy. I want you to take this note to Colonel Addy.
Again?
Go now, please. And don't stop for anybody or anything. Do you understand?
I'll just go and fetch my hat.
Leave your hat, girl. I want you to go now. Don't loiter. Run all the way if you're able. It's a matter of life and death.
Give it to me! Give it to me!
Who is it?
Addy, let me in. Our servant's been assaulted.
Is she alive?
Oh, she'll be all right. Nasty gash in the head. Hysterical, of course, but she's lucky.
Lucky? My God. Poor wretched girl.
They found a man in a field near Fern Bottom, a laborer. He'd been beaten about the head with a wooden stave.
I thought there was no danger for her.
You sent her?
He's here, Andy. He must have seen her leave the house.
Why did you send her?
I sent her with a note for you. Received this letter from Griffin.
Mm-hmm. How did this come?
Postmarked Hintondean, with an official stamp saying tuppence to pay.
You've been very clever, Kemp. Though what you stand to gain by it, I cannot imagine. The game is only beginning. Today will be the first day of the terror. Day one of year one of the new epoch. The epoch of the invisible man. Death starts for you today, Kemp. You may lock yourself away, put on armor if you like, but the unseen death is coming. The game has begun. Death starts. Help him not, my people, lest death fall upon you also. Today, Kemp is to die.
The man's raving.
It's no hoax, Eddie. He means it.
Have you got shutters upstairs?
Only in the downstairs rooms. There's no way he can get in, though. Even a cat couldn't climb up the outside. Face it, Eddie. He's winning.
No rubbish. Plymouth's completely surrounded for about 20 miles.
What's the good of that, man? He's here. Outside. He must be.
I've got armed men with dogs beating the woods and fields.
For God's sake, Eddie, you saw that letter. He won't leave here until I'm dead.
Say that.
The study.
was downstairs. Oh, this business is beyond reason. You might as well pit your wits against a ghost. I know the measure of my opponents. I'm used to fighting visible crime. Or some scientific. Now you see me, now you don't. What do we do? Face the bloodhound. That'll settle him.
But how? He's out there.
Have you got a gun?
No. Well, not to spare, anyway.
I'll bring it back. You stay here. You'll be all right.
Andy, this is madness.
Now you lock this. The moment I'm out. Griffin?
Don't move.
My God. Well?
Go back to the house.
You'd never let me in.
That would be a pity. If he doesn't, I shall have to kill you. And I have no quarrel with you. Move. I want you, Kemp.
I'm coming to get you, Kemp! Let me in! Let me... He's coming! He's coming! Look for the axe! Spread out. Spread out. Form a line. Form a line. He must still be here somewhere.
I've got him. Give up, Griffin. You're trapped.
He's hurt! Griffin!
He's shaman.
Get back! Griffin!
Don't you leave him go, sir.
Help me.
He's badly injured. We shall need a stretcher.
Kemp. The game is over.
Hang on, Griffin.
Such power, Kemp.
Don't talk.
All for nothing.
Look.
Want to hear a story? Guinea a night I'll be charging up at the Empire Music Hall. You can hear it for nothing. See these? Secrets. Full of them. Here. X. Little two up in the air, cross, and a fiddly-dee. Lord, what a one he was for intellect. Wonderful secrets, my friend. All left to me. When I get the hang of them, Lord, what won't I do? Not like him. He just... You wait.